JWG. Do y'all know what those initials are? I'm talking about somebody that's in history, but for all the wrong reasons. John Wayne Gacy, an infamous serial killer. TRT, what is that? I'm talking the rope trick, something he used to kill his victims. It's creepy. I'm curious. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's a Monday, back pain, crime, murder. Let's talk about it. So we're going to be talking about John Wayne Gacy. It's going to be a quick reaction because I'm curious. That's why I'm watching this. When I'm curious, y'all are going to be curious. Now, John Wayne Gacy. John Wayne Gacy. I don't know why I said it like that. Now, if you don't know who this is, you should know who it is. Everybody in the crime industry knows who this is. Even if you're not, you know who this is. This is an infamous serial killer. I believe the numbers are what, 33 of like young boys and men? Insane. I'm talking, I watched the whole documentary on it, y'all, before. I also watched it from Stephanie Sue. That's why I was like, I love her storytelling. That's why I keep going back. But yes, there's so much on this man. Y'all, they have made so many documentaries on him. Jeez. I'm not a fan of that. I was never a fan of that because I feel like it just keep bringing attention to it. But I know they try to, it's not even about bringing awareness to this. They just constantly talk about it. There's a lot on him. But we're going to be watching a really quick reaction of the rope trick. This is something I believe, I could be wrong or right. They're going to talk about it, but it's just because I don't remember. I believe the rope trick is something he made the victims do to tie themselves up so he can attack them. But this is the video of him in prison actually demonstrating it. So this is going to be creepy. Also, this is like my first time really looking at him. I have never really seen him. I seen a couple, like I said, I heard a couple of stories about him in that clip. So it's going to be interesting actually seeing it. So we're just going to jump right into it because I don't want this video too long.
Confession about how he killed his victims. Strangled them with his now infamous rope trick that police say he demonstrated to them with a rosary bead. He says he was simply discussing knots in general. Catch his sense of humor.
Real quick, that's him. And he's already smiling. It's so creepy and so eerie. These people, they love attention. And that's why I was never a fan of them like giving attention to talking about it so much. It was so many victims. I get that they want to do documentaries on it. In that case, you do use that platform to talk about the victims, not the killer. Y'all know what I mean? But let me go and let this play.
You're in trouble now. Aren't you afraid sitting that close to me? What the hell? Oh, this is too long. You don't need it this long. Okay. I had a rosary, which I carried in my pocket. I've always carried a rosary. It was my communion rosary. They said, well, what kind of a knot do you use? I said, what do you mean knot? When I tie things up? I says, depending on what I'm using it for, I said, the only thing I ever learned from Boy Scouts is a tourniquet.
Okay, hold on, y'all. I'm going to have to redo this because this is low. Hold on. Like, there's no reason you should be laughing. I wouldn't even be laughing at all up in here. Giving him a piece of rope for him to demonstrate how he did it? No. Like, I don't think nothing is funny. I couldn't take on that job. I really couldn't.
Catch his sense of humor.
Shoelaces, huh?
And this is a little video, so I'll turn the video up myself.
Aren't you afraid sitting that close to me? What the hell? Oh, this is too long. You don't need it this long. Okay. I had a rosary, which I carried in my pocket. I've always carried a rosary. It was my communion rosary. They said, well, what kind of a knot do you use? I said, what do you mean knot? When I tie things up? I says, depending on what I'm using it for, I said, the only thing I ever learned from Boy Scouts is a tourniquet knot. He said, well, show us what that is. So I took, at that time, and again, it's together, but in order to demonstrate it here, I took the rosary and I said, well, here, you put it around. This is hard trying to do this. Why don't you put your hand out? Okay, here. What I told him, I said, here, all you do is you wrap it around, you put one knot in it. And I said, then you put a second knot in it. Okay? I says, then you take a stick and stick it in here, and you just turn this. And I says, it causes a tourniquet. I said, that's the only knot I ever learned.
Precisely the kind of knot found on the ropes wrapped around the necks of the victims found under the house on Summerdale.
That's just eerie. It's creepy because they said those are the ropes that was found on the victims' necks and stuff and arms. Oh my god. Like, just the fact, this how sick this man is. He was happy to demonstrate it. Like, he's laughing and chuckling. For some reason the journalist is chuckling. No. Y'all saw my face in this video. That's the exact face I would have up in that room. Like to be honest, they let the man live longer than he should. They really did. It should have been like an automatic execution. Kill him. I don't know. It's creepy. You got people like that loves talking about it. That's why he did that. He loved talking about it. Can you just imagine so many people, like so many bodies in your home? He killed these people. As the journalist of that, the man that was there, you let this man touch you. Like, he touched his arm to put the rope on. The same hands that he killed all his victims with. That is so disgusting. Like, I could not do it. And the other, I'm pretty sure that's not the one. I hope not. But the interview I've heard, the other true crime, I know, how did an interview turn into a true crime story? Let me hurry tell y'all real quick before I end this video. There was a boy who was like obsessed, not really obsessed, but he was interested in serial killers, like learning about why they do what they do, like how psychologists do, all that stuff. So when he was able to get an interview with John Wayne Gacy, surprisingly, he went to go visit him. And something happened in that room. There was no guards. Like, I don't know. All I know is that they said the dude said that he was like touching his foot or something. Ugh. But he got in his head. And for some reason, that dude, like, he coerced the little boy to like touch his sister. I don't know if it was his sister or his brother, something like that, y'all. But he got in his head. He was writing to him, like John Wayne Gacy was writing to him. And just for years, he said he couldn't stop thinking about it. And eventually I think he like went down, spiraled down, and ended up taking his life. And he said, and they think he wrote about it, and it was all because of that interview. I'm just like, oh my God. Like, I don't know what he said, but it's eerie. He just looked like a fat slob in that room. To my, John Wayne Gacy. He just looked like a fat slob, and the fact that he did that to all those victims is so disgusting, so disturbing. I'm still on the fact that how he was just smiling. This is how you know they don't care. But like I said, lived too long, should have been taken out immediately. Y'all, I uploaded a video on my shorts. If you have not seen it, go check it out. The original page is on there too, where I got it from. But it was a clip of Ted Bundy, and the title of it that they put on there was "The Devil Showed His True Face." And they were talking about a victim, a 12-year-old girl that he killed. I think they said lured her from the park or whatever. So eerie, my stomach is hurt thinking about it. But he was talking about it, and he kind of smirked before he covered his mouth. He was just saying that he couldn't talk about it because it was like too hard for him. I'm just like, excuse me, sir? You devil. I always find it interesting when killers can kill so many people. And y'all know when that happened, if you don't know, if you watch documentaries on it, because I did. It's like he was talking so much and loved the press, but when they were up close to him, it was like he kind of shut down, and I'm just like, what happened? Like, that's so weird to me how they love the attention, but he loved it. He just know it. Like, he was happy they was asking him. And they're sick, y'all. These people were sick. And it was crazy how many serial killers there were back then. God. Look, I know that era was filled with serial killers. And I'm the person that always said I would love to go back to the 70s and 80s. Look, just because of the way it looked, not because of the people, because it was so many serial killers. But yeah, y'all, I just wanted to tell y'all that because I thought this was so interesting and very disturbing. I would not be able to be a journalist and go interview a serial killer. I really couldn't. Now, since we got this video, do y'all want more? Let me know. because it's a lot of clips that I can get for you guys that we can watch some real clips of them talking and pinpoint it and like pick them out and just be creepy together because I'm intrigued. But if y'all want more, let me know. So on that note, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will let you guys go. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Bye.